not Battleground / Elimination Chamber. It was a nice lockup. Fellas,
it does look like Danchester left his shoes in the back. I don't know what sort of part that has to play in this match.
So, fun fact here. You wouldn't know this unless you were still in the Remnant Monk, cough, cough. But Danchester actually suffers from a severe case of permanent athlete's foot. And so his strategy is that when he kicks his opponents in the face, some of the fungus actually rubs off on their chin and will keep them down for a few extra seconds to try and score the pin.
I mean, all that time in the locker room, I thought that was just you cutting farts, but...
No, sir.
Another backstage scoop for the Remnant. Throtus does do a lot of farting. It's very true. So when you're around Dan and Throtus, bring a gas mask.
That's why I had to leave, Dezu. Come on.
This is why Seltzer, this is why he hates LLR, because instead of talking about the match, we talk about my farts.
I thought it was because we hadn't headlined Tokyo Dome.
That is also true.
But okay.
Which is depressing because we actually had Wrestle Kingdom and somehow we were unable to book the Tokyo Dome. I don't know how that works.
I mean, right now we're seeing another early display of dominance against the... Oh, that's a wonderful catch.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Broken Josh in the sparkly little tights. Danchester United with the athlete's
puts him into the fireman's carry, but Josh is about to break out.
Broken Josh with the obvious size advantage over young Danchester here. What's he going to have to do to pull out the win here?
Well, he's going to have to use his speed. He's going to have to use his agility. I mean, he has an abundance of it. He's got so much of it, so much energy as well. If he can just go the distance, we're going to see Broken Josh crack up a bit. He's going to make mistakes, and that's when Danchester has his chance.
Broken Josh, not known to be the most stable competitor here in LLR, but he's looking very focused tonight. Is this truly the Broken one we're seeing, or is it just
I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being OTR and 10 being Zing, he's a solid 11.
Where does that fall on the scale of OTR to Zing exactly?
I mean, an 11. I mean, he's more unstable than... Right now, I mean, this is the most unstable we've seen since he tried to put a pike through Slowbro's chest.
This is true. Can we just talk about those Black Sabbath days for a minute? Those were dark times for LLR. Dark times.
Very, very dark times, but he's hit the super kick here. And is he looking for a finish? There's a beauty shot kick.
What a maneuver.
1, 2, Danchester gets out of it. And that is a big kick out. This could be a momentum shift being capitalized.
Broken Josh thinking he's put a little young Danchester away.
I mean, we're seeing it again. The power is really coming into play. Proof was relentless. I mean, there's some speed.
Dan rolled him away, and Josh just brings him right back in.
Brings him right back in.
I have to ask here, if Dan loses, what are his odds of being kidnapped once again? Do you think Josh is still out to get Danchester? Is he still working under the motives of Mount Rushmore? Or is he out here of his own accord?
We're going to see his true intentions unfold in the week to come, I believe.
I will say this. When I booked this match, Josh looked not very pleased. Danchester wanted to call out the remaining members of Mount Rushmore, despite their loose alliance these days. Danchester's still seeking vengeance. He's put away Slowbro. He's still looking to put away Vacant for Hall of Fame, the Proof, and right here, just Josh, which is why I made this match. I wanted to give my young friend the opportunity to put away his rivals, the ones who tortured him. But again, Josh did not look all that pleased. Why do you think that is? Does he view Danchester as a threat or more of a waste of time?
Well, if anyone underestimates Dan, that would boggle me. That the young kid has shown so much in so little time. I mean, let's not forget, for the past month, the Best Boys have been running riot on the roster.
Oh, Broken Josh going for the cover. What do we see here? 1, 2. Will Danchester kick out? And oh my gosh, kick out.
That was
2
very
3/4.
close. I thought it was 3.
That's as close as it gets, honestly.
I literally thought 3.
And now,
this video game must have glitched.
Josh is relentless.
Keep in mind, folks, Broken Josh is nothing to be messed with here. Dan Chester is going up against a former World Heavyweight Champion, former LLR match winner. I mean, Josh is really the total package here. And Dan Chester, although on a hot streak recently, doing very well for himself, is still looking for that marquee moment.
This is all part of the learning curve. All part of the learning curve.
And Josh just showing that veteran instinct right there, locking on the half Boston Crab on the young Dan Chester. But Dan Dan taps out right at the rope. Dan did not have the ring awareness to know that the ropes were right next to him, and that is what I'm talking about. The veteran instincts of Broken Josh coming into play there. Dan Chester unable to break the hold. Rushmore 2-0 over the Remnant tonight, fellas. What are your thoughts?
I mean, we've seen 2 matches, and we've seen 2 dismantlement of Remnant members.
The veterans of LLR absolutely going over Mount Rushmore's loose alliance.
My only thought on that, with Rushmore going 2-0 over Remnant, is the only place that'll ever happen is in a video game simulation.
Alrighty, well next up, I am getting word that the upcoming match will be MLG Bong Hits versus